Alright, in this next clip I want to talk about the phenomenon of channeling. Channeling, this is what has always been going on. It's like natural communication with other dimensional beings. This is what was going on in the scriptures with the prophets and the seers. And one thing I noticed, like years ago when I first started getting into like Eastern mysticism and things like that, and like I noticed like you would have like scriptures of like Jesus, like when Jesus himself speaks, or when someone like Buddha or Krishna or any of the other mystics or the sages from the time, when they speak, there's a kind of like a flow. Their speech pattern is like straight and it's similar. It's like they're talking from a higher point of consciousness. This is what goes on with I see people like Esther Hicks, who channels Abraham and others, and they all claim, for most of them anyway, it's not really channeling one person or one entity. It's kind of like a collective, a group collective, and they're sending forth their thought forms or ideas, and the channel is the one who receives these thought forms and interprets it and channels it.
We'll go right into the channeling.
I'll say good day to you this day of your time. How are you all? All right. Thank you.
Tell us where you're from, who you are, basically what time frame you exist in.
We are in what you might call an alternate dimension of reality, although we have our own discussion, shall we say, with physical reality. We have our own experience, shall we say, with the idea of physical reality. You would perceive us as somewhat physicalized. In our reality, we exist, like you, on a planet. In its ancient term, it is called Ethethani, which means place of living light. We are, in that sense, genetically related to your species, which is why we bear some resemblance to you, as we are an offshoot hybrid race created in part with human genetic material. We, in that sense, are also evolving in our own capacity, and in that we are connected to you, in that you are our ancestors, so to speak, us being in our reality seemingly about 300 years in your future, we thus reach back to you across that divide from one dimension to the other to also be of assistance to you and to answer the invitation that your people have given off with regard to awakening to spirituality and inviting in any consciousness that is also willing to participate with you in the adventure of that awakening.
A dear friend of mine asked if I could ask you this question, and that is, what realm do you come from? He's listed a few of them here.
None that he would know
Should I
or be satisfied with.
He's had astral, archangel, angel, spirits of form.
Whatever he considers to be the best one.
He does have supreme being here.
We'll take that one.
I thought you might.
It's fair for him to ask those questions because what he's wanting to do is put us in the context of what he understands. And man has been doing that with that which is non-physical from the beginning of your physicalness. In other words, you cannot see other than through the eyes that you have, through the perspective that you have. So you have to find some way of making sense of it. That's what Esther is doing all day, every day, as she allows us to flow through. We're not whispering words that she's repeating. We're offering our knowing, which she is receiving vibrationally, and then she's looking for the physical word equivalent. And so there are many physical beings that want us to describe where we come from because you are currently focused in a time-space reality. But that implies that we also, from our non-physical perspective, are focused in a time-space reality. And we are not. We are in a timeless, spaceless reality. And so we could conjure something, we could make something up for the purpose of making him feel better, but there is no point in it because it causes the continuation of the distortion of trying to get energy to be from some place, you see.
The energy of channeling will be the topic of discussion, and it will be something that you will have with yourself. Yes, I will be here giving the words, I will be here giving the energy, but you will have this discussion completely with yourself. So, just to begin, I wanted to talk a little about the phenomenon of channeling itself, because of course all of you have been channeling from the day you were born. That is the truth. You are channeling this personality that you think you are. You are a construction that you came in with, and you have taken energy from your family group, you have taken energy from all of the people you have known, and you have brought it into this whole. You then project out into the world. So you see, the act of channeling itself is not the difficulty that many of you experience. The act of channeling is completely known to you, in that you are channeling yourself at every moment. And that is a complete construction, which you decide upon, which you engineer, which you grow, expand and limit as you so feel on any given day at any given time. Now the important thing to understand here is what you are looking to do in this discussion of channeling is the higher self channeling, bringing this part of you that exists here into here so that you can reap of the wisdom, the knowledge that you have, the way of easier traversing the world. So, there is firstly a clarity that we all need to understand, which is all of you are channeling all of the time and you know exactly how to do it, and that is the explanation as to why.
We are a consciousness, not currently in physical form. We are very much like yourselves, only our journey is in a different bend in the road, so to speak. We understand that most of you wonder why we do this. What's in it for you, Veronica, in these sessions? Well, we will tell you this, that we participate because to have a true understanding of reality in its fluidity, even the smallest grain of sand that is tossed into the pool and the smallest ripple of understanding for any consciousness has effect on the whole.